Everyone is doing okay. Okay, I think I got the thing set up okay today. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Dr. Robyn, your sleep health coach, helping you to get the most amazing sleep ever. And tonight we're going to have a really interesting talk about gut health. We are hearing a lot about the gut-brain axis right now, what that means. So many neurons are actually located in the gut, and a lot of things that we thought the brain was making, like melatonin, which it is made a lot in your pineal gland. The majority of the melatonin that you are secreting is actually made in your gut. I think so many people didn't know that. And so I want to really talk about, that's why I named this Happiness Starts in Your Belly. Um, Not only melatonin, serotonin is one of the other hormones that is actually made a lot in the gut. So we're going to go into a lot of information about that tonight. As I see people hop on, definitely make sure to like the live. Let me know if you have any questions. Definitely put the questions down in the chat. And we'll go ahead and get started. So, a lot of people forget that, 95% again of your serotonin, about 90% of the melatonin is actually made in your stomach. And so this is so important. Your digestive system is actually so important for great mental health, and especially important to helping you get a good night's sleep. So the first thing I want to talk about is you meeting your second brain. Your second brain is actually deep inside your intestines, okay? And it's called your enteric nervous system. You have, once again, about over 100 million neurons in your intestinal system. So this is always so fascinating to me when I learned this, because like so many of you all who are watching tonight, I see some people popping on the live. Hi. Nice to see you, Banner Froyo. Good. We're doing a deep dive on how our happiness, our mood, our mental health, a lot of it is depending on our gut, that gut-brain axis. Our gut is actually always really communicating with the brain. A lot of people don't know this. That's why it's so important to have good gut health. I see some people popping on the live. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Definitely like the video. Thank you for the likes. I see the likes coming in. And we're talking about how happiness tonight lives in the belly. It's not all in your head. So we know all those people who are saying, that gut feeling. Did you get that gut feeling? That gut feeling was actually a real feeling that we all get. And it really, will affirm whether we're on the right track or not on the right track. Hey, I see so many people popping in the live. It always takes a little bit. Thank you for the like so we can push this out more. If you are into mental health, mood, getting great sleep, please be sure to subscribe to our channel tonight here at SleepWell RX, where tonight we're talking about how happiness starts in our belly, okay? So this is really our second brain, where we have about 100 million neurons that are actually in our intestines. Oh, thank you so much for liking the video. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I see so many people coming on. Gen Z's coming on and saying hi. Genesee, I think it's Rambonette Montez said he liked the video. Thank you. And be sure to tell us where in the world you are watching from tonight. Where in the world are you watching from? So again, it's just not in our head. Our gut health is so important for helping to keep us in a good mood and healthy mental state as well. So number two, we're going to talk about serotonin. As many of you all know, serotonin is our feel-good hormone. And only about 5% of serotonin is actually made in the head. The majority of the melatonin, the other 95%, is made in our intestines, okay? And if we have any type of inflammation in the intestines, any issues going on health wise with the intestines, this can definitely lower the mood and lower the amount of happiness that we're experiencing. So, this is super, super important. So, if we have a distressed gut for any reason, this means that we are less excited about life, we're more unhappy, and we're going to have a lower mood in general. Okay, I see some people coming on and say they're coming in from Alabama. Great, great, great to have you on tonight. Awesome, awesome. Again, 95% of our serotonin, our feel good hormone, is made in our intestines. That's why we have to really, really definitely. Oh, and someone says that on here from Mexico. Welcome, welcome. I love seeing people. Be sure to put where you are from in the chat so I can know and give you a shout out. Thank you so much. Mr. Montez is from Mexico. We got people from Alabama here, people from all over, really learning about how our mood, how happy we are, how unhappy we are is really dependent on our gut. That is so, so important. So number one, we already talked about that gut has 100 million neurons. We already know we have tons of neurons in our brain, but we really didn't know that our gut has so many more. Okay, it really is our second brain. Number two, we talked about how 95% of our serotonin, that feel good hormone, is actually made in our intestines. Super important, because if we're having any type of intestinal distress, disorder, anything going on, it will definitely make us unhappy. Hi, I see some people, more people coming in. Ray is coming in. Welcome, welcome to the live tonight. Be sure to subscribe here if you are looking to really maximize your mood. Who doesn't want to be more happy, right? We all want to be more happy on a day-to-day basis. So we're talking about some of that tonight. So number three we want to talk about is actually we need to have good what we call a gut microbiome. And this is just a fancy word for definitely, yeah, I could give that a try. I don't know about that, but I could definitely give that a try. Mr. Montez asked about that. Definitely one day we can go into some of that teachings. Yeah, thank you. So be sure to subscribe and like. Our gut microbiome are like, we have more microorganisms on a cellular level than we actually have us on a cellular level. They help to really sustain us. They help to produce a lot of the vitamin B12. It also helps with our energy. It helps to actually convert some of the tryptophan that we eat. Like if we eat a turkey sandwich, if we eat some of that tryptophan, those microorganisms that naturally live inside of us will help convert that to serotonin. So some of the things that could actually upset that, if you've taken a lot of antibiotics in your life, you may have a lower gut microbiome. If you've had a poor diet that isn't really supportive of the microbiome, you could also have that. If you're going through any type of stressful situation, and we know life can be stressful these days, that can actually lower it as well. So this actual imbalance is shown to have a direct correlation to if you have any issues with depression, anxiety, mood disorders, insomnia, which I'm the sleep health coach, clinical pharmacist, helping you to get the most amazing sleep. So we definitely want to take a deep dive into what we can do about that. Now, one of the major ones is antibiotics. There are times in our life where we may need antibiotics, okay? We may have an overgrowth of, a particular bacteria that's growing so much that it could actually cause harm to us and actually really endanger our lives. However, we need to be sure that once that course of antibiotics is complete, that we are taking a probiotic, okay? And there's a variety of probiotics on the market. You can get some, your health food store will have them, the natural grocery will have them. Even right now, you can get them at a local pharmacy or local convenience store. They will, a lot of times, will have those probiotics. You just don't want to look at the probiotics, though. There's something called prebiotics that help to feed these. And these are the good bugs in our stomach. So some of those could include, eating onions, eating fermented foods in general. If you have sauerkraut, some of those different types of fermented food. Garlic is also a good prebiotic. You definitely want to, getting good night's sleep actually promotes good gut health. So it's kind of a revolving circus a little bit, where is, in order to get gut health, you need to get sleep, and that good sleep will actually produce that really good gut health for you. Stress. That's a major thing that really hinders all of the things that we're trying to achieve with good gut health. So high cortisol levels, high adrenaline levels. We're supposed to have these levels high at certain times of the day, or if we run into any issues with fight or flight, where we'll see that increased adrenaline. However, they shouldn't stay elevated. And that's an issue with a lot of people, where these levels will just say too high all day long. This can definitely, decrease the ability of your gut to produce healthy levels of serotonin. Okay, to keep you happy. Okay, thank you. I see more people coming in the live. Thank you for liking the live. Be sure to subscribe here. If you are really ready to, start changing your life, being more happy, getting out of that bad mood, increasing your mental health, and of course, getting a great night's sleep. Be sure to subscribe here at SleepWell RX, and we'll go ahead and keep moving on. We're also looking at, really how we're eating really can affect the gut. So if we are having, we're not eating on regular schedule, it can actually decrease how well we're actually supporting our microbiome. So we should be eating as much on a regular schedule as possible, but that eating again should not interrupt with our bedtime, okay? We should definitely be looking at, in terms of that bedtime, having that 3-hour window for our biggest meal. Okay, and then once that's done, we can have a small snack before bed if you need that little small snack. There's some of my clients who really need that before going to bed, so I always recommend something small. When I say small, something that fits in the palm of your hand. So that's going to be a different size for different people, depending on how big your hand is. But that'll definitely accommodate you to kind of help you to get that good night's sleep. If you're having like blood sugar, plummeting in the middle of the night, causing you to wake up, getting that small snack could be super helpful. So thank you for the likes coming in. I appreciate it. And so when is it time to get some testing when it's considering, what's really going on with the gut? I only have a few more minutes here tonight. We'll continue tomorrow. And I see some people coming in. Sari Martinez, thank you. Welcome for coming in. Some red flags. If you're having constant bloating, that could definitely be an issue with going on with your intestinal system. Are you having cycles where, you may not be eliminating as much, such as, hi, I see, Southern Rose Tia, hey, good to see you on here. Hi. Good, thank you for stopping by to say hi, I appreciate it. If you're having, those constipation issues where you're not getting that opportunity to really eliminate. Ideally, we should be eliminating daily. If we're eating daily, we should be eliminating it daily. If you're eliminating too much, this can be an issue as well with having, the particular issues with the microbiome. Some of the tests you want to get, definitely you can see a specialist if you are suspecting that you don't have good gut health, okay? So I'm going to talk about a few of the myths on here. So some people think, all yogurt will just fix your gut. That's not necessarily true, because some yogurts don't have enough of the lactobacillus or some of the different, microorganisms that they should have in them. Some of them are just loaded in sugar. I had some yogurt recently, and it had like 34 grams of sugar in it. That's definitely an inflammatory food. Sugar is very high inflammatory, which can make, if any issues with your gut, actually a lot worse. So you don't want to go that route. Some people also think, another myth when it comes to, really supporting good gut health is that organic is just a gimmick. It's all the same. Well, they have done studies where they found that there are less pesticides, less chemicals, and less, just really harsh things that will harm us when we choose more organic items to eat. So definitely look for that. I know food seems to be going up every time we go to the store, but there's certain things that we definitely want to look at to make sure that we are supporting our healthy gut microbiome by eating organic as much as we can. Some of the other things that gut only affects digestion. Your intestines are only about digesting food. Again, that's a major myth because we looked at that and we talked about how, 95% of our melatonin is actually made in the gut. Also, our serotonin, that's our feel good hormone. And our gut has about 100 million neurons. Neurons are those cells that actually we see mostly in the neurological system in the brain, but so many of them are actually located in the actual gut themselves in our intestines. And Tia's Southern Rose said, I eat my, the Chobani flip flavor only. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and she says if she wants good gut support, she'll go for the unsweetened yogurt. That's so important because yogurts, I didn't realize till I started reading labels, and reading labels is so important, we know, for good health. When I started reading those labels, I saw like 34 grams, 44 grams of sugar. That's a lot of sugar. Okay, and that can really wreak havoc, increase inflammation as well throughout our whole body, including definitely our gut. Also doing, movement throughout the day is super helpful to keep things flowing and moving through. So moderate exercise and workouts is super important. Doing a good walk. It doesn't have to be, running a marathon or, lifting 100 weights. Just staying moving throughout the day. I know a lot of us now who have, work at these desks all day long. We can actually have issues where we're just not getting enough movement. This impacts our sleep because if we don't get enough movement throughout the day, we don't feel as sleepy during the evening when we should be having that downtime. So we should be really looking to get movement throughout the day. I'm not a hardcore exercise person, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend that. But on the hour and in the between, I try to make sure I am getting up throughout the day to get some type of movement in. Very so important. I would like you, if you're having issues with gut things, one of the really key things you can do is actually just keeping a notebook, a simple journal notebook. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. And basically look at your mood and how your gut is actually reacting to that. So looking, how do you feel? Do you feel happy during the day? Are you excited about life and looking forward to it? If not, definitely jot down what you've been eating for the past 48 hours to see what's going on, okay? If you are feeling happy, still jot down because you may want to do more of that. So some of the things doing more of is actually adding more fiber so you get things going and moving. We talked about adding fermented food, which will help the actual microbiome. Doing deep breathing exercises or anything that's going to help you to release stress. Definitely releasing that stress. I'm going to do a quick commercial right now. One of the best things to help release the stress is organic lavender sleep spray. We have some of this here already at SleepWell RX. We have a few other lavender things that will be coming out in November, so stay tuned. Definitely go ahead and join our channel. Definitely subscribe here so you can definitely learn more about it. SleepWellRx.com will also give you great information on our product here. We have this for under $10 right now. It won't be that way for long. It's kind of our introductory price. And we have that really ready for you to go. Just go over to SleepWellRx.com. So we'll go ahead and continue. Some of the other things definitely have, and I can assist you with this if you have any issues. If you're on other pharmaceuticals, it's possible that various pharmaceutical products will actually, inhibit having great gut health. So definitely look into that and make sure there's not any, disease drug interactions that are definitely decreasing some of that. So let me know if you have any questions. See if any other questions are coming in right now. Definitely. Okay, someone says, do I always have to eat organic? I think, no one always eats organic because sometimes you just can't find certain items that are always organic, right? Sometimes you simply can't find them. You're traveling. All of these things could really hamper your ability to get organic. So I get that. I don't think anyone eats 100% organic 100% of the time. But definitely increasing that will be so helpful for your microbiome, okay? And hi, I see some people coming in. Selena, thank you for coming in. And someone, Mr. Montez says, these drinks, yes, these drinks have a lot of sugar in them. So important. I'm glad you brought that up. Drinks, and we have to be careful about, really everything nowadays. I said when I was younger, I just, would pick out whatever I wanted in the store. I didn't put much thought into it. But now when you know better, you do better. So we definitely looking at added sugars in drinks. Even if they're not added sugars, concentrated, all the drinks really have concentrated sugars. Does that mean you shouldn't drink them? No, you can enjoy some delicious fruit drinks. I know I worked with an alternative medicine doctor years ago who told me to water down some of those so you won't have such a shock on your pancreas. Water down a lot of those drinks in general. I see that. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. So be sure to subscribe here to SleepWell RX if you are looking to improve mental health, your mood. If you're looking to really take your sleep to a whole nother level where you are truly relaxing, where you are rejuvenating every night, repairing every night, consolidating in an excellent form, really just doing a great consolidation of your memories, really consolidating your emotions. We know we get so many emotions throughout the day. We can actually do a great job of consolidating those throughout the day. So important. So I'm going to see if there's any more questions. We may talk a little bit more about the gut next time I come on. So just doing a brief recap. Your gut is your second brain. Your intestines is not just for digesting your food. It produces the bulk of your melatonin and serotonin. That's why happiness lives in your belly. That serotonin is that feel-good hormone. And it's, I believe 95% is what we just talked about, lives in your belly. So you want to feed it fiber, fermented foods. You want to starve it of the junk foods, okay? Definitely starve it of the junk foods, those high sugar loads. You don't want to be doing a lot of that. You want to be sleeping consistently. And when you improve your gut health, you're going to find that you're going to be getting better and better sleep. Our endless plug will do this, shameless plug rather, at the end. Again, as we wrap up this video, SleepWell RX Organic Lavender Sleep Spray is available now. It's sleepwellrx.com to help you get the most amazing sleep ever. Because this is one way to help get rid of stress. You could spray this just in your room, a few sprays on your pillow at nighttime. You could spray it on your pajamas. It's safe enough for that. Spraying it on your sheets a little bit. If you have your window open, you can spray a little bit on your curtain, and it'll just bring in these lovely breezes of lavender as your breezes are coming in. So that's definitely something you want to do. Other recap, we talked about fermented foods are also super helpful in really helping your gut microbiome. So getting, our sauerkraut in, and actually eating foods that have a good amount of like lactobacillus and some of the other organisms. But just watch out for the sugar, because a lot of times that yogurt has a good amount in it, and we just have to watch out for the sugars on that. So all right, this has been a great night. Thank you all for joining me live. Again, be sure to subscribe here. It's SleepWell RX. Thank you for coming, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.